Well, we're on our way down to Toronto. Actually, I told the kids we could go swimming and stay by the hotel, just so we don't get a rush in the morning. Dominic's family's up for his Christmas vacation. I just said, we'll just stay down here and, go swimming, have fun with the kids tonight, just relax the night before we go away. It's going to be a bit chaotic. We just realized last night that actually we get back Sunday at 9 o'clock at night to Ontario, and the kids have to be in school the next day. Maybe we can take an earlier flight. I hate doing that, but sometimes you might need an earlier flight in the morning.
I don't know. I wish I had looked into that before.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that. Anyway, it's been another great week at the stable. I've been happy. I had a great conversation throughout this week with a few people. Some people disappointed their horses not come back the way we wanted. Whether it be Southwind Ibex or there's what's that other horse we split, the white face we sold. Really don't ride. Yeah, but not that one. The guy we just sold them. Yeah, him too. Wow, you're really coming up with some good ones there. George actually beat International Man yesterday. No, but at the same time, I don't play nice as here, but it's one of those. Some are say cool.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm ready too.
I'm ready too. Yeah, International Man was poor yesterday, and George beat him. It was nice to see George win though. I always like George, but I mean, they're going to race 10 times. George is going to lose 9 times out of 10, I think, to International Man. Maybe I'm wrong. So you're going to see some horses come back good and some horses not. It's human nature. It's horse nature. It's just nature. And I was waiting to do my video until I heard back from Dominic, how the horses trained. He said that Blue Ventura and Foxy Seaside are ready to school, so they'll school next week. Will school, I don't play nice again. I talked in depth, actually, in a couple of videos today about the progression and how it's going to take time to get this horse to perfect, right? He's not there. Is that what I said? I don't dance it by myself. So even I'm getting mixed up with the horses. Dancing by myself, it's a process, and it's going to take time. I told everybody that I think shoeing-wise, we have him as good as we're going to have him right now. Got to get him to the vet. Vet should have been first, but the vet was gone away. It was Christmas holidays. So the vet will have to be second in this particular instance. We haven't shod the way we want him. Get the vet work done to him. School him again next week and see if there's an improvement. I believe there will be, and then we'll race him the following week after that. So that's a plan with dancing by myself. I don't play nice. I said Harry said he trained good today, but again, it really doesn't matter, right? How are they going to school? How are they going to qualify? Are they going to fit with us? They're not all going to fit, but as long as for every couple of horses that don't, we get a never lose Felix or two, well, I'm okay with that too. There was a lot of questions surrounding Drebin last year, how he would come back, right? Is he going to be okay? Is he going to be a useful horse? And even along the way, it went from yes to I don't know to pretty sure yes to absolutely, and now he's out for a different reason.
Well, I think the time of year matters too.
It does.
Drebin racing
the time
now
exactly
is a lot easier than trying to race in May, June.
That's true too. So we have a lot of horses that are on their way back, coming back, getting close to getting back. And it's always interesting. Even the ones, I almost didn't qualify the ones at Northfield the other day because you can't really get a gauge, right? When the track's off 2 seconds and it's windy out and it's muddy, it's hard to get a gauge on what the horses are and what they are not. So you're left reevaluating as you go, right? And I wasn't really disappointed. Obviously, I wanted to get Century Legion qualified, and I really just should have stayed where I was on that helmet, and he would have been fine. When I went to ask him to accelerate, he touched that outside knee and made a break. We can fix that. We shoo him away from it a little bit. We'll put knee boots on him, although I don't think he'll need them, and we're going to move to put bandages on him behind. But he's a big growthy colt. It's just going to take a little time. So all this stuff, this is the time of year when I guess it's a transition, right? And we're trying to get a look at what horses are and what they are not. Very happy with a number of the horses we've been racing. Now, I do have some horses that we've been bidding on. We're going to continue to bid on. A couple of horses that I've looked into maybe purchasing privately and acquiring some horses because we are going to continue to move some out as we start to reach those watermarks in the Northfield, Southern Ohio, Meadows type of area, that triangle, if you will, of racing that we utilize a lot. And then the horses over at Mohawk also. I had a great conversation this morning with, of all people, one of our vets, and we were talking about conditions and getting horses in. He said, I don't remember ever pulling more health papers that I pulled this year for travel on horses, and that's simply because it's tough to get them in at Mohawk, and it isn't just a Mohawk problem. It's an industry problem across the board, is that we rely on the same way of running a race office that we used to, and it's just inefficient. It doesn't work anymore. Not understanding what we have in our province or in our state or in our jurisdiction, it's not helpful not to know, because if you know what you have, you obviously know what you don't have, and then you can communicate and talk to your horsemen about acquiring those types of horses. Maybe there's a need for more claimers in the Philadelphia area. Maybe there's a need for a 40 or an 80 claimer, a 70 claimer at Mohawk. You're not going to fill them right away, but as long as you allow, like a horse like Drebin, we moved out of the 60 claimer. They discontinued that tag on the race, and I don't want to be as forward as to say it was because of Drebin, but it was. And usually, historically speaking, condition claimers are geared for the condition horses to do well. And when the claimer in the race is beating up on the condition horses at 3 to 5.
Yeah, but that would be the case if there's a class for him to race in.
And that's what I was getting to, was that now that he's out of that class, now where do we go? You're putting me in a position.
What was the condition?
It was now one is a 3 but 5, also eligible 60 life, also eligible 60,000 claimer for 3-year-olds.
So just make the claimer higher.
No, it's not about making the claimer higher. You'd have to make the claimer lower
Sorry,
for the
that's
condition.
what I meant.
Yeah, so you'd have to make the claimer 50, right? And I might have gone for 50 at some point. But now what you've done is you say, okay, we don't want to open that class up to Drebin anymore. Okay, but if you think that I'm going to race him in the preferred, you can think again. He's in the preferred. It's in the preferred sale on Monday. That's what he's in. So, and that's the problem, is that doesn't help Mohawk right now. Instead of chasing Drebin out of there, I can race him in the 70 with the understanding that he's not going to race in the preferred. But where are we going to race him after that? I can't expect Mohawk to cater to me and say, okay, Anthony, well, we're going to put the 60 back on the class above that. It's going to be a mixed crew, and you're going to be 5 to 2 again. I can't ask them to do that, but at the same time, there's an opportunity to fill better races. There are 3-year-old horses out there that are pretty good horses that are coming back, right? And putting a tag on a 3 and 4-year-old class, let's say it's a 50 claimer or a 60 claimer, non-winners of 150 life for 3 and 4-year-olds, right? You can't fill that class right now. But if it's known that it's there, I'm going to have one. In fact, I have 2 that can race in it. So you look at the other usual suspects that are trainers in the area, right? You have Carmen, might have some other people might have some, and then all of a sudden you go with a 7-horse field, you continue to work at it, you go with an 8 and a 9-horse field, and all of a sudden, after a long time, that 60 claimer non-winners of 150 might turn into a 70 claimer, non-winners of 200, or just a straight 3 and 4-year-old 100 claimer. That's a tough race to fill. But you're cultivating, you're growing it, and people out there might look at that and say, it doesn't work that way. It does. And race offices might think it doesn't work that way. It's only because that's not how they do business. They just continue to look at what they could fill. They patch the classes together, put them out there, and that's your race card for the week. Well, you used to be able to do that in the old days when you had a number of horses around, but when you don't know exactly what is in your jurisdiction, you can't do that. I told you the reason we sold Pickpocket was because that class was on the... We did. It's new news to you? I'm going to tell you why. Do you want to listen? Okay. So Pickpocket fit the non-winners of 5, but not more than 8 perfectly. And 1 week, a horse made a break, and another horse graduated out of the class, and I saw it, and there's 6. Now you have 6 eligible horses for it. I know they're not going to like it. Yeah, Pickpocket was a good horse for us. Yep. Well, I don't think you're understanding the dynamics of the condition sheets, honey. I think that's the problem. I think you're more worried about watching Bluey than you are about listening. So, that class was teetering on the point of not filling. And then if it didn't fill, we have nowhere to race Pickpocket, where he's going to go on the track as an obvious, highly competitive horse. You might go on the track 6, 7, 8 to 1, but I don't want that. I want to be able to look and say we can race our horse at 5 to 2, 7 to 2, 9 to 2, in where they're competitive. It's a disservice to you, our clients. It's a disservice to the horse, and it's a disservice to us in doing that. Our trainers, our caretakers, everybody that puts the work into the horses. When you go on the track handicap knowing that you're not supposed to win, that's not a good story. It's not a good way to do business. So we're left trying to figure out what classes are going to fill, and it's hard. You know, sometimes it's almost like you need a Ouija board. We went through the trouble of getting all our maidens and Elmer's 2 ready, only to find out that horse like Vehement is going to race every 2.5 weeks. It's unacceptable. So it makes it difficult. We're always changing, we're always learning, but I really wish that and this just isn't the race office's problem too. It's not like the horsemen are out there saying, you need to do this, why won't you do this? Horsemen are saying nothing, right? Just entering your horses, you know, cursing or getting angry because the horse didn't get in, and all the while none of us are working towards a better outcome. So it's not really anybody's fault. I might be acting like I'm putting the blame on somebody. I don't mean to. It's every bit as much my fault, you know, as it is a race office. I just think moving forward as an industry, we need to do a better job. Excuse me, turn that down. Oliver, 1 second for me taking that phone. Just 1 second. So we just need to do a better job, right? And it is possible. You know, here in Canada, we have Track-It. You know, all the horses that are entered. Sure, some people still phone in their entries, but for the most part, if you engage, reach out, open a dialogue with your trainers and say, listen, we need to have a real-time understanding of what horses are eligible to race in this province right now. Not only do we need it now, but we need you to keep it updated. Because eventually people will. They won't right away. You know, people forget, they won't bother, and blah, blah, blah. But once they realize that it's the difference between making a real-time condition sheet that works and fits for everybody and not, well then, that's the difference, right? I'm not telling you something that'll work right away. This is something we have to work towards. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Ultimately, we had a great 2024. I was really happy with the video that Amy and I made. You know, it was, and the kids. It was nice to, and I hope that you guys took the time during Amy's blabbering to you know, reflect on some of your high moments of 2024 also, because it was a great year. Do you know how many races we won last year?
I do not.
I had no idea until I saw somebody actually emailed me and showed me the amount. Well, how many would you guess?
I have no idea.
Well, you're gonna have to guess.
I'm not guessing.
You have to guess. I'll put you on the spot. Guess just a very round number. Very round.
No, because
Shush you.
I have no idea.
Just guess. I'm putting you on the spot.
Addie, how many? Guess.
Oh, she can't guess.
How
What if
many-
I told
how
you?
many
What if I
horses
told you it was 274?
Okay, I almost said 300, but I didn't want you to
270.
laugh at me.
I won 100.
I don't know the most we've ever won, and I don't know very many.
100.
Shush, Adeline, Hope McDonald.
Oh, no.
I don't know a ton. I don't know a ton of the analytics, but it did strike me as a lot when I saw it. So, but that goes down to being able to put our horses in where they can do, right? You know that. So, a great 2024. It's in the books now. The calendar page is turned. We're into 2025. I started the year off with a win, and it was a stable horse. It was only owned by one stable client. Tommy Collings from PEI owns Early Play, and he was a winner from Post 8 the other night. I started my year off with a first, a second, and a third. It was a decent start to the year. I was very happy with Looks Like Money. I thought he raced well. I knew Harry watched the videos too. He said to me, "Because you know why he didn't have extra cork on, because you know the blacksmith didn't really get a chance to get it all on before he left here." And 100% understand where he's coming from. I just think with a lighter shoe, a 9/16 and 5 corks on that horse on the same track he raced on the other day. Now you might go and race on a much harder track or a softer track, and those shoes might be fine. I think on a similar track to the other day, 9/16 with those 5 little corks, and I think that you're off to the races, so to speak. But Looks Like Money, and Irresistible Sun raced tremendous. Just I didn't do him any justice. That was on me. I don't think I was going to be better than third, but I could have been a better third, and that was on me the other day. The horse, he'll bounce back. He's tough. I was so impressed with his gait with no hobbles on. Do you know how hard it is to leave from the inside, from the rail at the Meadows with a trotter? It is very difficult to do. He bounced out of there 27 and 4 with a bow in his neck. Just the nicest horse to drive. He's sitting on a great 2025 season, I believe. Irresistible Sun is. Casanova Hall, we're probably going to close the book on him this week in the preferred sale on Monday. Both him and Ready for Landing. Casanova Hall has been tremendous since we purchased him. Get a little rough, little rocky start. We couldn't really get him gated, get him trotting proper, but his last 6, 7, 8 starts, he's been awesome. And Ready for Landing, arguably one of the best races of his life, was his last start. I thought the horse raced amazing. He's in the sale on Monday. Also, Never Lose Felix. I was super proud of him this week also. He's a likable horse because, we all knew, anybody that went with him, you could have been angry because he made a break on you that day, but you could tell that it wasn't, that he wasn't fast, that he didn't possess speed. He did. But just putting it all together, he just couldn't do it. And another time where he turned a horse out and hoped that he come back good, because really it is hope. I can give you my best guess. I can guesstimate that he'll come back better and he'll come back flat and we'll have a nice horse. But even saying the word guess, it's not an educated guess. It really is hope. And he did, right? We give all the horses an opportunity, train them down, we give them all the tools if they can't compete. And it isn't about just being fast. We'll turn them out, bring them back, hope they mature. Of course, like Foxy Seaside, super fast 2-year-old, but absolute scatterbrain, right? Just could not understand what she was being asked to do. But that little time of maturity, now she hasn't raced, so I haven't really proved anything at this point. But from what I saw 3 weeks ago, from what I heard from Dominic today about her and Blue Ventura training, they're both ready to go. And they both look very, very good, and that is that's good news for us. So really happy with the horses, the way they're progressing and coming back. Really happy with what I saw from Arrowhead Hanover this week, both when you went with him and when I went with him. He's an impressive 3-year-old, and he's getting. Did he duck in at all?
No, actually, I found him running out.
But he's starting into the backstretch and coming out of the last turn, he didn't duck in at all. Well, he did that on me the other day, so that's good. That's good. And then, of course, some of the highlights of 2024 are going to bleed into 2025, right? You're going to have Save America, Brock's Shining Star. J.K. Victory got a flat summer, but has started off 2020. What did he race in 2025? I think he raced the very last day. Wasn't it New Year's Eve that he raced her the day before?
Who?
J.K. Victory. It's only the 4th today, so he did. Just a really, really nice horse also. And I think he raced very good at Dayton. I'm intrigued to see how he's going to do at Miami Valley. Now, as we head into the first part of January, I'm going to be looking to solidify who we're breeding our mares to. I only have 3 breedings right now. I have a Tactical Approach and 2 International Monies. That's what I have right now. We are looking for more. I think by the time... Adeline, yes? We're 5 hours from the hotel.
5 minutes.
No, 5 hours.
5 minutes.
No, we're actually, honey, 3:22. We're 8 minutes from the hotel, honey.
Not 80 minutes.
8 minutes, you little turd. Addie. So, what was I talking about? Breeding, right? Thank you. This week I'll be looking little, and obviously I lean on Alan and Steve. Alan Swain and Steve Palermo, not only good friends, but very, very good when it comes to breeding crosses. And, I would have my preferences, but they would have to align with the information given to me by them, I think. It's just one of the aspects of horse racing I don't care to know more about. And especially when I can rely on people that do know a lot about it. So I'm going to rely on those 2 gentlemen. In regards to where we go with our breedings, there's lots of options out there still. Sure, Walner's full, and Chapter 7's full. Of course, they're all full. But what are our options look like? Amy's always wanting to breed a few more horses in Ohio. You are, right?
I thought you were going to say something else.
Dude.
Captain Corey.
Oh, Captain Corey, right? Yeah. But Captain Corey, again, is a horse that I will go back to. I'm not going to judge 2 cranky fillies.
I like the horse that he's out of better than.
Which one?
Isn't he a Goo Goo Gaga?
Goo Goo Gaga, yeah, that's
I
Xena
really
Kemp.
like that.
We'll talk about a couple of those horses today too. But I am very intrigued with solidifying our breeding to our mares this year. I think we have 11 or 12 mares. We're going to have to trim that down to 10. There's a couple of mares there that are more commercial bred. We're going to pull the shoes was supposed to be sold in the last sale. It never ended up being sold. So we'll rectify that at some point. I don't want to get more than 10. And really 10's a pretty high number. So we want to keep an eye on that. So that's where we're at right now. In regards to this week with the 2-year-olds, you guys saw the open house. You saw some training. Some of the horses that really impressed me since the open house, and I wanted just to get a look under the hood for myself. And it's not really important this time of year for me to be going with the babies, but I did want to make sure they're okay. I watched Jolene Hall go. Right, somebody said, she was over her shaft. She looked awesome. Just put a set of boots on her. I knew exactly what happened. This time of year, when you have a baby that touches themselves, they get a little dramatic about it too. And sometimes you just have to get their head back in the game and their mind back on work. And that's exactly what we did with Jolene Hall and Neuromancer. I wanted to go with him. He looked great. Blue Rare. I told you Blue Rare looked as good as anybody this week. She looked really, really good. And is this telling me to get off at Redforth? It is. It is so. So I was happy with them. Did you go with anybody that you were impressed with this week? Just curious? Just jogging or going the right way or anything with them? I was happy with the ones that I saw. There wasn't anybody that really disappointed me.
The Pacers are all gated up better and they're all going good.
Yeah, Leland Hanover looked good. Ollie, give me your phone. Now. That's going to be a 5-minute suspension right there. 5 minutes in the box. In the box. So I was happy with Blue Rare the most. Neuromancer a lot. Xena Kemp literally trained in a blizzard. In fact, you might say, oh, Anthony, blizzard. I couldn't see where the pylons were. That's how hard it was snowing. I couldn't tell where the pylons were. It was snowing so hard. You weren't out in that blizzard. Solly had to go to baseball practice. But anybody you went with, scooted along, you thought looked good? I was happy with Leland this week. I know Daniel had messaged me, said, Leland Hanover's still running. It's not that he's still running. He's just getting gated. Yeah. He's way behind everybody else. He was pacing this week. I thought he looked really, really good.
That little ACDC.
Oh, yeah. Well, he looked good in the open house. He mauled everybody.
Yeah, but he just started looking good.
Yeah, and that's, people have to understand that. It's hard to explain. It's almost like they don't understand. They get it a little bit, and then, a light bulb goes off, and away you go. And that's
Jailbird was good.
You didn't see her with the hobbles on, though, did you?
Yeah, I was out there. Oh, no, that was when it was raining.
Yeah, pouring rain.
No, I didn't
She
see
looked
her.
very, very good in the pouring rain. I was really, really happy with Jailbird Jog. So everything appears to be going good. As you guys see, we're driving down the road. We're getting ready to go away for a week. We're getting ready to... Yes, Punta Cana. We're getting ready to go away for a week. Now, every year we do this. My brother Curtis... Adeline. My brother Curtis, his wife Jamie, lines this stuff up every year, and I just go where I'm told. I was happy just to get away somewhere warm and relax. But I do have a lot of stuff. It is the start of the year. The broodmare stuff is going to be with me on the beach or at the pool, and as is watching On Gate and Preferred about acquiring horses, watching our horses sell on Monday, watching our horses race. It might be work, but it's stuff that I still enjoy, and this is, it might be technically a family vacation, but it's still a lot of work to be done this year to get the rest of the year all set up. So with that, I am going to let you go. Is this after I go up? Yes. I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you're having a great start to your 2025 year. It has been a good week for us. It can always be better, but it can always be worse. I hope you all of us, have a great week together. Do I see any horses coming up this week that interest me a lot? Let me see here. Obviously, Save America, JK Victory, and Drebin. No standouts, and I'm like, this horse should do really well. I think it's not going to be a shock to anybody to see those horses do well. JK Victory, Save America, and Drebin, I would suspect, are our 3 best shots over the next few days. So take care. Talk to you all very soon. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead.